Hey all, happy Valentine's Day. You see, I've got my red rose petals here, feeling all romantic. I've got a bottle here of champagne, pink champagne, but that can wait actually. That's waiting for a special occasion. Looking forward to my Valentine's evening meal of carb loading. So we're going to be carb loading tonight. Lots of pasta, pancetta, parmesan and garlic bread, the usual pre-marathon meal, because tomorrow morning is my first marathon of 2017, the year in which I'll be running 12 other things in addition to 2 ultras to raise money for Mind and also for the Connection at St Martin in the Fields, which is a homeless charity. When I started this journey, of course, 4 years ago, we all know that I was rather large, so-and-so. But it's not about that anymore. It's about the fact that running does allow me to do things which I never thought that I'd be able to do. It's given me an opportunity to give back. It gives me purpose in my life. It allows me to help the people which really helped me. A charity in Mind that saved my life, but also now to give something to the homeless charity, the Connection. And that's really what I wanted to just quickly tell you about, why there is a connection between me and a homeless charity. And there is this big connection between homelessness and mental health that people don't think about. And I know that when I was living with my mental illness at its worst, especially between suicide attempts, I had nowhere to go. And that's the bottom line. I was released from hospital after the first suicide attempt in 2003, and I had nowhere to go. They hadn't looked at the possibility that they were sending someone out to really just do the same thing again. The stigma around suicide at that time was something that we just could not deal with. None of my friends wanted to have anything to do with me. My housemates had pretty much barred me from going anywhere near the house. I had no one to turn to. And the only option for me was was the streets. And I look back on that time now, and as we know the journey that I've been on, and we know that I'm so lucky to be alive today, and I'm very blessed, and that's why this opportunity means so much to me. The opportunity to give back to charities that are beginning to make such progress around mental illness, but also about the problem with homelessness as well. I was lucky, I did get the help that I needed. I was blessed to have friends who did help me in the end, as soon as I was able to finally have the courage to open up to them. There's a person who, let's call her Jane for the sake of it, her name's not Jane, but she was based in Manchester at the time when I was in Liverpool and going through these crises. And there were a number of times when I rang her in the dead of night when I was literally walking the streets because I couldn't get into a hostel. And the only other option for me would have been the 24-hour Liverpool John Moores University Library. I'm sure some of you from there will remember the fact that I used to hang about outside the library at all manner of times because it was the only place where I could get in and keep warm when I had nowhere else to go. And that was that. That was it. I came out of hospital. I was still enrolled on my course. I'd go to lectures, and then I had nowhere else to go. I didn't have a roof over my head. My manic episodes had left me financially wrecked, nowhere to turn to. I certainly I couldn't continue being a burden to those around me. And it was just, it was an ever rotating circle of, it was a vicious circle of an accident waiting to happen. And that's how we get this connection of mental illness and homelessness, because if you are homeless, it has got to affect your mental health. It doesn't matter who you are. And in my case, I tried to commit suicide because I was so fed up with the hurt I was causing around me. And then they let me out of hospital, and I suddenly realised that I've got no one to turn to anyway, because those people that I'm worried about being a burden to, they do see me as being a burden because there's a stigma of suicide. And actually it just means that you're going to do it again. There was an occasion when I actually took a suicide. I didn't. It wasn't a suicide attempt, but I took an overdose just to get into hospital and have a bed to sleep in, and that can't go on. It's still going on today, and you know, I run into work often, and you know, in Westminster around Charing Cross by St Martin in the Fields, where the connection operates, there are so many homeless people out. There was one morning where between Charing Cross Station and Covent Garden Piazza, I ran past and counted 28 people. That's 28 people too many, and it's just the homeless problem here in London is an absolute crisis. And you know, people like the connection at St Martin in the Fields, they're making a huge difference because they create a holistic solution. They're not just trying to get people off the street for one night, they're trying to find solutions to give them a life afterwards. And certainly us at read.co.uk, I've already discussed with my boss the fact that I want us to try and get involved in their getting people back into employment plan by trying to run workshops. So I'm looking to get involved way beyond running, but running is a way that I can get involved at the moment and help out both the connection and of course Mind, without whom I wouldn't be here today. And that's it. I'm not going to bore you before every marathon this year because, quite frankly, you really will be fed up of the sound of me if you're not already. Because 12 marathons and 2 ultras would really just be a hell of a lot of talking for me to do. And actually, I'll run out of things to say. So all I'm going to say is thank you so much to everyone for all of your support over these past few years. It's been an incredible journey and it just keeps on giving, and I'm very blessed by God Almighty for the gift that He's given me, being able to impact positively on lives. And I'm grateful to have friends like you around me who support me in everything I do. If you are able to donate, it's uk.virginmoneygiving.com/runningwild2017. I'm going to post that in a comment on this video. And, you know, look, you don't have to, but I tell you what you can do for me. Keep on talking about mental illness and homelessness. Keep on making a difference. That's all I ask of you. If you can donate, fine, but most of you on my Facebook, you're already fundraising anyway, so when it comes down to it, you're already changing lives. I think you're all brilliant, and I'm very humbled and I'm very blessed and privileged to have friends like all of you. Guys, enjoy Valentine's night, whether with your loved ones or whether loving yourself, which is a very, very nice thing to do. We all need to give more love to ourselves, and I'm really hoping that you all do it. God bless, take care, I'll see you on the other side of 26.2 tomorrow morning. Cheerio.